So it's been a while. I decided to dust off the camera and take it on this weekend's adventure. If you're new here, my name's Sean, and I love the outdoors. Over the past year, I've started bringing both my kids on these camping trips with me. I just realized I was a bit overwhelmed and I wanted just to take a break from the camera so I could just focus on getting used to what it'd be like camping with them. However, from time to time, my kids like to watch these videos, and recently my daughter noted, "Dad, when are we going to make another video?" So I decided, you know what, it's time. Like most trips, it's super late on Friday night, we're hitting up a 4x4 trail and we're looking for camp. Leading the way is Ryan and his wife Lexi in their GX 460. The big tree, huh? How you doing, kiddo?
Get up.
You up cozy? We arrived in the valley just after 1 o'clock in the morning, and by now, the kids were fast asleep. With how popular of a spot this is, Ryan and I both agreed that we wanted to find the best spot we could tonight, because if we waited till tomorrow, we probably would be out of luck. Trying out this new electric kettle to make some coffee. That took about 5 minutes. Cheers. Today we're on a camping trip out in Monache Meadows, pretty popular 4x4 trail with some great camping. We got in super late last night, but we got set up with a pretty awesome campsite. Nice stream running through the camping area. So had some great stream white noise last night to kind of lullaby us to sleep, even though we got in it. By the time we set up camp, it was like 2:45, something like that. And so really late one. Now look, I know I haven't done one of these camping trip videos in a while, and this is my attempt to do one. Ever since this year, I started bringing both kids because Henry turned 2 late last year. So I thought he was a good age to start bringing him. This is our 5th trip this year. The kids have been having a blast, and I've been kind of getting into the rhythm of having both of them, and so I'm giving a video a shot on this trip. And I thought it would be a really good opportunity to try and do some updates on some truck stuff, some gear stuff, and so let me show you guys some new stuff that I've done recently, and I just haven't really had too much of a time to truly cover on the channel. So I know I did a video on it, but I've got this Rux case. This has become like my just everything gear case. I love it just because the lids kind of open up like this. It's just easy to get in and out of this stuff. So this has been pretty much my favorite way to store stuff that I'm using all the time, like my AeroPress, bug stuff, wipes for the kids, trash bags, that kind of stuff, you know?
Dad.
Yeah.
Can I go in the tent and take my shoes off?
You want to take a nap?
Yeah.
You can take a rest if you want. All right. Let me get you up there. Really trying to make this tiny little portable power station. This is the Blue Eddy EB3A. I did do a video on it, and this thing so far is phenomenal for what I'm trying to use it for. So essentially, I'm giving my dual battery system a little break from running the fridge since we're not going anywhere today. We're just staying put. And I've got the solar panel hooked up to this thing. And so far it's generating way more power than the fridge needs to run it. And so I've been able to run stuff off this all day long. Battery's still at full. And I haven't even really needed to be that picky about where I place the solar panel. So I just kind of like threw it on the roof. And just even with like that minimal amount of sun that it's getting from the shade from the tree, it's still pumping out all the juice I need to keep things running. And so pretty cool. Okay, as far as truck stuff is concerned, finally got the winch installed. So this Warn Evo 10S synthetic line with a Factor 55 flat link. Really excited to finally have that on. Added a lot of weight to the front, and so that and some other reasons led me to making some suspension adjustments. I actually ditched the Icon shocks in the front and replaced them with Icon extended travel. Just another IFP setup, which I think is just fine for what I'm doing. And these are the extended travel with the 700-pound springs. I haven't even adjusted the preload. I got the ride height I want, and the ride is fantastic with all this extra weight. SPC upper control arms finally got installed. That was quite a fun install to do, let me tell you, but really enjoying this setup so far. Last night on the trail was the first time I really got to put it to the test, and I'm very pleased. I think it's working out really well. Just about ready to throw those 35s on. Now this is another upgrade I did recently. I swapped out those diode dynamics, which kind of hung down here, and replaced them with these Baja Design rock lights. I just think that these are much cleaner, slimline. I think they look great on the front runner roof rack, which I love this roof rack. It's just a cleaner setup, and I actually like the light output better too. Not that it's more bright, because I think it's pretty similar to what the last one was, but the 5000 Kelvin, just the temperature color that Baja Designs puts out on their white LEDs is just beautiful. I really like that 5000 Kelvin daylight temperature that they put out. And so I did a YouTube short on this, but I actually swapped out these ditch lights for some clear lenses as well. Much brighter. I feel like they're much brighter than the amber lenses were, and I just like the color output better. I kept the amber fog lights down here. Just, I don't know if I ever run into snow or something like that, I still have those, but I do like the white a lot better. Just taking a little hike through the meadows. Supposedly there's a dam about a mile away from where we're camped, and so we're gonna go check that out. Collecting walking sticks. What you got, kid? Nice. Walking through these beautiful meadows with the wildflowers with my kids may have been the highlight of the trip for me. The sights, the sounds, the smells remind me so much of my favorite place to camp in the Eastern Sierra. And yes, there were bugs, lots of bugs, terrible bugs, but it's one of those things that you almost have to expect after a big, heavy winter like we just had. And to see the river so full, it was definitely worth the trip. We made it to the dam, but the day was hot, and so I looked for a safe place by the river for the kids to play for a little while. All right. We had a pretty good day. Went on a little hike to see a dam through the river. Kids had a blast. Everyone's worn out. Ryan and Lexi are actually still out there, but kids were starving, so we came back to camp. Make a little chow. So we're having some asada tacos. Just finished cooking up dinner. About to dive into this. Fridge ran off of the battery all day long with the solar panel running. It's still at 96%. Can't believe it. Fantastic day. morning. It's day 3. Just woke up to a beautiful morning. Gonna make some coffee, breakfast, pack up camp, and we're gonna do some exploring. Cheers. Check on the kiddos. Hey!
Dad, I need.
Are you awake?
Yeah.
Do you want to get up? What about you?
Me.
You want to get up?
Oh, look.
All right. Let me get your socks and shoes ready. I'll get you guys out, okay? Got some breakfast on, little breakfast tacos. And while I was making breakfast, being the last day, I like to kind of charge everything back up: flashlights, headlights, headlamps, Bluetooth speaker, Garmin, all that kind of stuff. So it's fresh for the next trip. You okay, bud? You just took a tumble. We are all packed up, ready to hit the trail. This was a pretty awesome campsite. Definitely gonna be missing this one. Definitely gonna be coming back. Ryan's wrapping his truck up, and then we're out of here. We're gonna do some exploring. So we stopped just to kind of take in the views, see the river, see how like the valley really opened up. We were kind of back in the forest the last day and a half, and so really cool to see this place during the day. This place is gorgeous. Ryan and I were just talking to be super rad to come back here and get one of these sites maybe during like a weekday that is like a little bit closer to the river and just spend a couple days fishing or something. This place would be perfect for that. Show me yours. That looks pretty cool. Show me how far.
That's all.
Should you tell him what happened yesterday when you were throwing rocks?
Yeah.
She broke my toe. She didn't mean to, but she picked up a big old rock. I wasn't paying attention. Next thing I knew, my toes are black and blue. This is a little dude.
I probably didn't do a good enough job capturing the beauty of this valley. From the Kern River that runs through it, all the streams, the wildflowers in these meadows, this place was phenomenal. As much as we would have loved to stay here one more night, we still had 2 more places that we wanted to see on this trip. So we made our way out of the meadows and headed out to the next location. The first was a beautiful lookout overlooking the Kern Plateau. From this vantage point, you could even catch a glimpse of Mount Whitney, which is the tallest mountain peak in the lower 48. And over to the right, we could see the area that we had spent camping the last couple days. After enjoying a great lunch at this beautiful lookout, we headed down the road just a little bit further to head to our final destination for this adventure. Just to the left, you can see a mountain range and a very steep 2-mile trail that leads to an old fire tower lookout on the top of this ridge. We were undecided at first, but as we got closer, we couldn't help ourselves. We had to check this out. About halfway up, we came across some abandoned structures that we decided to explore. Ryan also found an epic campsite that was just across from the structures. Now, I wouldn't want to be here on a windy night, but if you had some good weather, this would be a fantastic place to spend the evening. As we continued along the trail and the higher we got, the scenery just kept on getting better and better. However, as we neared the end of this trail, we were met with somewhat of a surprise.
Well, unfortunately here, it's end of the line. We just ran into some serious snowpack, and we're not even going to attempt all this. And it's a bummer because we're really close. I'm gonna show you guys exactly how close we were. See if I can get this to focus on here. So the red tracking, that's where we've gone, and the end of this little trail right here, Sherman Peak. That is where we're going. So a little bummed to come all the way up here and not be able to finish this little trail, but even the trail up here was pretty awesome. We'll definitely have to come back and finish this one. That's it for today. Thanks for watching, you guys. We'll catch you in the next one.
Thank you for watching us in the next one. Bye in the next one.